Hello everyone and welcome to the final section of the trigonometry part of your formula sheet in the 2022 GCSE series of exams. Final thing we're going to look at, having looked at everything else in this section, is the area of a triangle. Now you already know the area of a triangle is equal to half times base times height, but there is actually a more complicated version of that. So it's given to you here, half AB sine C. So 1/2 times A times B times sine C gives you the area of a triangle. So the first thing I think I'd like to point out to you here is, again, much like with the cosine rule, using a corner cluster with capital A and lowercase b and c, like I've got here, we use a corner cluster again. So we use lowercase a and lowercase b, and also sine C. So you just need two sides and the angle that is between them, and you can work out the area of that triangle. You don't need the base, you don't need the height. So this is going to be really useful. So my advice would always be, whenever you are given a question where you ask to find the area of a triangle and the triangle has an angle inside it, you're probably going to want to use this rather than half base times height. So hopefully we're used to this by now. We've been asked to find the area of this triangle. So what I'm going to do is label. So like I've said before, it's pretty easy being able to label this. You're quite free with how you can label it, which side you want to call A, which one you want to call B, which side you want to call C. So let's label it in a way that's useful to us. So we want sides A and B and also the angle C. So let's call the two sides we've got A and B, and also this angle in here capital C, making this side lowercase c, this angle uppercase B, this angle uppercase A. So again, I'm just going to write out what the formula sheet tells us. So the area equals 1/2 AB sine C. So right now you might want to pause the video and have a go at that question yourself. So I'll just let you do that if you'd like, and we can have a look at the answer now. So I'm just going to sub in the values I've got of A, B and capital C. So that is 1/2 times by A, which is 12, times by B, which is 11, times by sine 35. So if you're feeling confident, you can type that in exactly as it is. However, I like to try and evaluate it as much as I can. I don't want to do loads of multiplications at the start. So if I work out what 1/2 times 12 times 11 is, you can do it on a calculator or you can do it mentally. 1/2 times 12 is 6, times 11 is 66. So my area is 66 times sine 35. If I type that in, I'm going to find my area. So 66 times sine 35. Should have closed brackets there. It doesn't make a lot of difference for this question, but sometimes it can. That is my answer. My area is 37.856 centimetres squared. Or we can round that to 37.9 centimetres squared, which is one decimal place. Okay, move on to the next question. I've kind of upped the speed here because I think, even though it's the very last minute it's given to you, it's probably one of the easier parts of trig in my opinion. So you'll see the main difference here is we've got two sides that are touching, and we've also got two angles, but we haven't got the angle that is between the two sides. So we can't directly apply 1/2 AB sine C. However, we know that angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, so we can use that fact to help us. So I'm just going to state that. So angles in a triangle sum to 180 degrees. So 30 plus 80 plus whatever this is 180 degrees. So if I do 180, take away 80, take away 30, that is going to give me 70 degrees. So this angle is 70 degrees. So now, if I look here, I've got my corner cluster. I've got two touching sides and my angle. So if I refer to my formula sheet, I want sides A and B and angle capital C. So I'm going to call this capital C, this side lowercase a, this side lowercase b. Just for completion, this is capital B, and this is capital A. So my area, as above, or on formula sheet, is half times AB sine C. Let's plug in those values of A, B and capital C. So that is going to be 1/2 times 21 times 9 times sine 70. That's my C. This is one where I'm just going to demonstrate typing it in directly into the calculator, showing you that it does work. So 1/2 times by 21 times by 9 times by sine 70 should give me my answer, which is 88.8 centimetres squared. Okay, and that is just a 1 decimal place. You can see it rounds quite nicely there. So that is one where you just had to apply some outside knowledge. You didn't just have to apply the formula sheet. That's why I'm going through this video now, because some people may get to an exam, have a question like this, and just kind of pick some random numbers out and not actually think about the question. So final one, it is a problem solving style question. So this is Patrick's lawn and he wants to cover it in grass seed. The seed costs £1.10 per metre squared. How much will this cost him? Give your answer to the nearest penny. So obviously the first one we want to work out is the area of his lawn. So that is going to be done using half AB sine C. I've got no height of his lawn, but I have got an angle, so I'm going to use half AB sine C. Half AB sine C. So my angle is going to be capital C, and my two sides are A and B. So A, B, capital C. That's lowercase c, uppercase B, uppercase A. So I'm going to sub in my all of my information. So that is 1/2 times by 8 times by 10 times by sine 60. Again, you could work out what 1/2 times 8 times 10 is. That's going to be 40, or you could do it all on the calculator, which is what I'm going to do. 1/2 times 8 times 10 times sine 60 gives me 20√3, which as a decimal is 34.64101615 meters squared. So it's really important we don't round too early. Okay, there are 34.64 meters squared that need covering in seed. Not 34, not 35, not 34.6, it's that amount. So the cost is going to be that 34.64101615 multiplied by £1.10. So I'm just going to use the ANS button, okay, to keep that exactly as it is. I don't want to round it, I'm going to keep it exactly as it is. So my answer times 1.1. And that gives me 38.105117777 which obviously that's not a real amount of money we could pay. We need to round it to the nearest penny. That's going to be £38.11. So hopefully those three examples have been helpful for you. And as I say, even though it's the very last thing in the formula sheet, do with triangles, it is actually quite straightforward. There's going to be another video on some more problem solving aspects, but then we are pretty much done on trigonometry for the GCSE.